A new genre of horror game was launched in January with Exit 8. It's wild that this happened this year, as now there are literally dozens of versions of this gameplay, which consists of walking through a small environment and deciding whether anything is different to the last time you walked through. Get it right, do it again. Get it wrong, get proper fucked up by your boy here. It's a really simple and effective idea, but like everything, the slop gates are open now. Oh, and there's a movie, obviously. There was a new Dynasty Warriors, a prequel, which is very brown. Do you remember when Dynasty Warriors was super colourful and fun and full of insanely burly men and ludicrously busty ladies? Which is to say, it was actually good. It's been a hard fall for this franchise. After getting Tomb Raider 1 to 3 remastered and it somehow managing not to butcher them, still don't know how that happened, this year saw them do the same thing with 4, 5 and 6. Ooh, those ones nobody liked or bought or played. Tough to get hype for this, but they did such a good job with those first 3, I'm all for those lads getting another payday. Avowed happened. I didn't play it. Plus I didn't hear anyone talking about it. Did you hear anyone talking about it anywhere at all? At least the Yakuza folks understand their own franchise. We've always been here for the craziness, but naming the new one Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii has a bit of a Police Academy Assignment Miami Beach kind of feel to it. I really didn't get on board with the new turn-based gameplay of the Like a Dragon games, so I passed on this one. But this insanity sort of makes me wish I hadn't. Another Monster Hunter. Cool. No, I still have a job, so... Another Assassin's Creed. Cool. No, seriously, it's quite sad seeing what this series has become. I was a big fan of the early games, as we'll be discussing in future videos, but since Origins it's all gone so wrong. The endless, tedious grind and stupidly open and empty worlds weren't enough for Ubisoft though, who this year decided to add some good old cultural vandalism into the mix. Nice. Atomfall was set in England, with red telephone boxes and everything. But it was dull and pointless and pretty much like every other game with that dreaded survival tag on it these days. Shame. Blue Prince looked like an amazing idea. A puzzle game in a regenerating mansion, where you make rooms appear to find your way through to the centre of a maze. Brilliant. Unfortunately, like so many of these so-called roguelites, too much of the game ends up being determined by the look of the draw. So many runs end with you just banging up against a wall and restarting the day because you never had the option of building a room with a west-facing door in it. There was a bit more to it, there was some strategy in the collection of items and whatnot, but there wasn't enough concrete progression to keep me playing. I was quite disappointed by this one. The Altars was actually really good at first. It's funny how games are becoming a bit like TV shows now, in the sense that they craft a really compelling and enjoyable opening couple of hours, before it settles into a bland, pointless exercise in repetition. Those first 2 hours in the Altars are awesome. You're bringing your bizarre wheel ship thing back to life, repairing stuff, gathering resources to fuel your journey, and then you discover the cloning mechanic, which is actually much more thoughtful and interesting than it seems. It's not just about having more copies of you to operate the ship. They're all unique characters, because you're not just cloning yourself, you're creating new versions of yourself by changing key decisions you've made throughout your life. That means that you don't automatically get on, you've got to figure out how to communicate with each other, how to work together with people you fundamentally differ from, despite being literally the same person. That's an incredible premise. Unfortunately, it all then gets swallowed up in the relentless grind of resource gathering and survival elements that have ruined so many other amazing games for me. That stuff just puts me right off now, and I must admit I never went back to it. I'm willing to bet most reviewers didn't put more than 6 hours into this. Metal Gear Solid Delta was released and was refreshingly free of too much tampering with what most people consider a classic. A pretty straightforward facelift for a decades-old PS2 game, but with nice new options regarding the control and camera. I might have to start changing my assumptions about remakes if this keeps up. Seriously, between this one, the Tomb Raider remasters, and Persona 3 Reload, I might start actually getting excited about this stuff again, instead of deathly terrified. Hideo Kojima may not have been involved in that one, because he and Konami are like two really, really bitter exes at this point, but he's still around doing his thing, being fucking weird. The Outer Worlds 2 happened. I didn't play it. Plus I didn't hear anyone talking about it. Did you hear anyone talking about it anywhere at all? It's a shame this, because I really liked the first one. It was one of my favourite experiences of a couple of years ago, but mostly because it felt like a bite-sized proof of concept experiment that could in the future be fixed up into a fully fledged Fallout style space sci-fi RPG. Which is what The Outer Worlds 2 should have been. It might be, in fairness. I do intend to give it a go when it's on sale, but the characters, man, the characters.
Chemically enhancing your statistically unsafe lifestyle. This might sting a lot.
Ooh, an enemy.
Son of a spread.
Nope.